What we got? No, for real, tap in. I don't know how about y'all. This week was rather fascinating. So energy and ideas and all that shit was all over the place. Watching the settlers lose their goddamn mind. Holy moly! I was here for it like this.
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, you would have thought I was watching the finals.
Hey.
When I was watching that shit, I said, "Oh,
Real life.
nigga, no,
It might have did more numbers than Last Dance.
oh for sure." Them white folks acted
As
so
a one-off
crazy.
special.
They acted so crazy. They made me go back and start Sons of Anarchy over, Breaking Bad, nigga. All the shit where white folks was acting a fucking fool. I went back and started over.
You went back to their origin story?
Man, because I felt like if it wasn't Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy is where this shit started from. Dukes of Hazzard, fuck it, I'm going back. I don't know. I don't know.
Covering it all.
What is going
I'm about
on?
to study these people. I got to figure this shit out.
Before we even get into all that, everybody constantly tapping in on YouTube. You sick niggas that keep roasting me on the comments. You lucky I'm not sensitive no more because I would could write a whole diss song to you niggas. Bro. They getting everything. What's on that nigga's face? What is? I'm like, all right, bro. Y'all gotta chill. The internet is crazy.
We out here wilding, huh?
Wilding. It's dope though. Thank you everybody that is tuning in via YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notifications button. If you listening on Simplecast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Castbox, shit. Google. Okay,
There's a new Google thing.
there is, and
What?
it's a specific platform. So tap in, get more information on that because Google didn't even do a good job of letting niggas know. They just said, "Hey, ain't gonna be no more podcasts or music on Google." I'm like, what? And then they just made a very specific platform for music. So tap in, and then shout out to Amazon Music too. My brother Rippy Austin debuted his first single on Amazon Music this past week. Did numbers. Salute to you, bro. Lex and I become big fans. We got to work with Rip in LA a few months ago, man. So salute to everybody doing their thing. I think that's it, man. For the housekeeping shit. I did say we got a Grand National has a really dope announcement coming with Uplifters very, very, very soon. I cannot wait to share with everyone. Yeah, bro. Can we talk about the colonizers for real? What's wrong with them?
Hey, man. Big wilding.
Set the day. Because you guys both have very specific days. Same here. I just know how I found out and how I consumed what the fuck was happening. I'll never forget that. As a monumental turning of the tide, if you will, something that we've been covering. I feel like since the inception of the show. I feel like L's very first time on microphone of the podcast, the very first thing out his mouth was, "This is the last stand of white supremacy." Like
last hoorah,
the
man.
last hoorah. I feel like you said that the very first time and have been saying it consistently, and that's all I kept thinking was like, God damn, is this what desperation looks like? Desperation, stupidity, and just downright comedy. Like it was hilarious. So walk me through y'all day and how up until the point of watching these folks storm the Capitol like that.
For me personally, I did not know what was going on, and that's partly like by design for me. Like I don't watch the news, so they could be pulling up on us right now, and I would have zero clue. But the reasoning why I do that is because my idea of the world and everything is that for me personally, this isn't how everybody else should view it, but I should be the utmost dangerous individual that you can find just because like I don't have children. So like I'm good to not have to like watch the news and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't recommend that for folks that has children, but for me personally, like I don't give a fuck what's going on for the most part. What you're trying to tell me is going on. Like I'll find out or whatever and get to the nitty gritty of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know. So the first time of me finding out that was even a thing was when Poe dropped it in the group chat, and when he dropped it, I was like, I just had just a small like just a small like smile or something like that, and then went on about my business. Like I don't think I actually paid attention to what actually was going on until it had already gotten to like the lady getting shot and um, the things that the things that were taken out of the Capitol. When they got to the full story of everything, it's probably like when I started to like pay attention. It was just like, okay, that's interesting. But it was not anything building up to that. Like I wasn't entertaining, unfortunately, on my part. Like it's something that for me I felt was inevitable. It was gonna happen. But I do say that, and I put it on the notes that was our storming surrogates.
Talk.
Like I felt like that's
This
like
nigga said storming surrogates.
that. Like when I got to when I really like sat down and just saw what happened, I was like, that's interesting because like if anybody should be storming capitals, it should be black folks, especially after all the things that's happened to us to this point. But then 2020, all the things that were happening to us that were viewable by all, and it's continued to happen.
Yeah.
There were protests for all
Storming
these
surrogates.
things. There were protests for these things. There were
Peaceful. Or no,
peaceful
do
for
your
sure.
thing.
Peaceful, definitely. There were speeches galore from just the woodworks, like black people speaking their
Op-eds.
mind.
Yep.
You know what I
Op-eds
mean?
and
Like
Twitter
and
rants.
saying it with such great articulation and conviction and emotion. And this is things that should have got across to the masses on like how they were speaking their mind on this. And then there was an election that took place, and they came out in droves to take care of business and speak your mind that way by putting your vote first.
Yeah.
And then there was a Senate vote, and you come out and you do it again. You turn Georgia. That's huge.
Yeah.
That means you're doing things the correct way. So I have to really just applaud black folks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have to applaud them for the work that they put in on the ground. Like it wasn't so much like you were speaking, but you were also doing. So I have to applaud y'all for that.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, y'all should also applaud yourselves for sitting back and seeing people that for the first time felt like shit didn't go their way.
Yep. And threw a fucking temper tantrum. Man, that was awesome.
And showed their ass. You know? So like they were our storming surrogates because we just had Kenosha happen.
Yeah.
They just said that that the officer was getting off for that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And we should have had all the emotional wreck in the world to do exactly what happened with a lot more athleticism. With a lot more athleticism. Plenty more athleticism. But we didn't. And they did it for us. So thank you, white folks.
More athleticism. The lady that fell off the side of the wall was like, oh.
Bro, the fact that they were climbing that wall and there were steps.
It was steps.
is by far some of the funniest shit.
But that's when just watching it, like, oh, don't none of this shit make sense. Everybody's losing it. And now you just doing shit to just be doing shit. That was awesome.
Yeah. And I want to retract one thing is that they like not saying that nothing's happened to you, so therefore you shouldn't be doing that. That's not what I'm saying. Actually, what I'm saying is that things didn't go your way. And your natural reaction was to do that because you understood the system in place. So you understood that there was
the ramifications.
You knew that there was going to be little to no consequences, which will then fast forward to the woman getting shot, and all of a sudden y'all see that there's consequences for your actions.
Oh yeah.
And then there should be some type of like sympathy for this situation.
Yeah, I think that was the funny part. It's like
y'all asking for ambulance now.
And
this is a system they're trying to overtake, right? So you mad at the system right now. So what do you need an ambulance for?
If you don't, no,
it's a part of that, right?
When the protests were happening worldwide, and especially the way downtown Oakland specifically got fucked up, like driving through downtown Oakland is is some of the most depressing shit because it was already like the cranes in the sky and the gentrification that was happening is one thing, but to have, I can't tell you how many like personal friends in the vicinity that I know are business owners that have either had to board their business up and haven't been open for 10 months and or had to close shop in the first wave of shit just going, I can't survive being closed for even 1 week, let alone 10 months. I'm out. And so now it's 2 of us left on our block.
That's crazy.
And that's
that's the first thing I did when I pulled up. I was like, wait. I could park over there now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at y'all usual area. There were cars over there. So I'm like, fuck, okay. Where everybody at today? It's Ghost Town. Looked over there by the shop. I'm like, oh, no, this is open again?
Open again.
Okay.
So, and I think just to set the scene, the block was booming. There's 6 bars.
Oh, this used to be a spot.
The spot. 6 bars, three major performance venues on the same. I'm talking the same vicinity.
A lot that I don't know who the hell owned that would just have random things come, whether it's like a black circus or something. Something interesting will be on that lot.
Vanished.
Gone.
Vanished. And so the protesters are coming down, and I'll never forget the very first time when there was reports of bricks and all this weird shit being dropped off in certain locations. You're like, yo, who the fuck is doing that?
That work?
That
work?
No, brick, like
bricks to build a building.
Okay. Pallets. That nigga said work. 15 bricks in that bag right there. Wait a minute, L. What you got going on?
Just unloaded their bricks. I didn't hear this story, bro. That should have been top of the news.
Driving up Telegraph, and you get into the 50s to Temescal, that area, and white folks. I'm talking like white. Are parking in that area and walking from 50th all the way down to where the action is. Mind you, we talking a difference of like almost 30, 40 blocks where the action was in the teens. These motherfuckers are parking in the 50s and walking down looking like they on some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going, okay, this is weird. And we passing each other. They going to the shit. I'm going away from it. I'm like, yo, this is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And so you like, okay, then what's the
anarchy?
Anarchy, pure. And for all the reports that came out and people going, oh, you're wilding, you're being a conspiracy theorist. It can't be this, it can't be that. I don't hear none of them. Not a motherfuckers ain't make a peep. Joe Rogan did 3 shows this week, ain't say a word. Now you quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Stand up and stand for all that bullshit you was capping about. I gotta stop my bromance with Schultz now. It's your fault. But fuck, man. At the very least, my nigga covered it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't completely go away from it. I mean, Rogan, they talked about it for maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
It might be a match made in heaven, man.
Might be.
Money and Schultz might be a match, man.
Opposites attract.
Hey, man. It took a minute. So we walk y'all through my day of watching this shit. Okay.
Wake up. Had a session. Rescheduled that for whatever reason. Was like, I got some other pressing stuff to take care of. Rescheduled a session in preparation for a meeting that I thought I had at noon. In regards to the studio. Get to the meeting only to remember that we rescheduled the meeting already. I'm like, all right, now like when I start doing shit like that, I'm like, I need to go somewhere and sit down because I'm off.
Mm-hmm.
This is a me thing. But I hit B and Alicia and they're like, oh nah, come up and kick it. We'll figure something out. Like we got shit that we can take care of anyway. So get upstairs. They're the most amazing people in the world. And they happen to specialize in making cuisine that can make you feel good, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't mind if I do. Hadn't eaten any breakfast, you know, and it just so happens to be healthy. So
okay.
You got to triple down.
What? The impossible meat with the potatoes and I said,
No, it's
okay,
real when they start. Well, you got it.
sign me up. So I said, okay, this don't mind if I do. So partaking, and get the text from Poe, and I'm like, can we turn on the news real quick? And we turn on the news, and the first thing we see is motherfuckers climbing up a wall where their stairs are. Okay, hey, not complete. Maybe the food is kicking in. Maybe I'm tripping.
Y'all tripping.
Maybe I'm okay. By looking at B looking at me, he's like, bro, is this real? I'm like, nah, I think this is real. I think this is happening. And we go, whoa. And it dawns on me. It's like, oh, this is what you do when your back is against the wall. You're not feeling heard. You're not feeling seen. And you just run out. You just run out of ideas, and you're not organized.
And you know there is no repercussions.
And you know that there's
that's a big part of it.
And you know that there is no repercussions. Or how about this? How about you assume that there is no repercussions? Because typically there hasn't been for you.
That part.
Only to find out that Black Twitter is a motherfucker and will still frame, screen capture the shit out of your shit, repost it, and put the pressure on your employers to have to make a decision.
Shout out to them for that.
Shout out to Black Twitter for being we don't Homeland Security.
Charlamagne did a hell of a job this week too on that part. Good job on that too, because they was out in every single individual that was present that showed. And the cold part was that they was in there no mask,
bro.
Confederate flag,
bro.
No,
feet on the desk.
Hey, white. This don't make no mistake. Kate, nothing happened to me. I'm not even gonna put a mask on.
Bro,
I'm not even gonna put a disguise on.
I ain't worried.
What you gonna do to me?
One know what fucked me up was all the interviews when they were walking out of the building.
Yep. Elizabeth, what's her name? Elizabeth?
Because they would, like, niggas, we try to use keywords to make it look like we didn't do nothing wrong.
They were saying
They
gave
was
it up.
saying,
It's the revolution.
They gave it up.
Have you seen the interview of the dude that was right by the girl that got shot?
Yep. So with the blood on his hand, you showed his hand? Yeah.
He starts off. So she was like, what happened? So, we stormed the Capitol, right?
He was
we were storming the Capitol. And then she...
I'm sorry. We was storming the Capitol. This sounds so funny.
And then she was like, so how'd you get in? Oh, we went around to the side, and there was a scaffold. So we stole the scaffold, went up to the second floor. We broke the glass and broke in, storming the Capitol, ran into the first security, knocked them over. Security told us, hey, if you keep going down, they're going to shoot you. But we don't care. We need to get heard. So then we got up. We're hitting the glass, breaking the glass. She just happened to be the first one through. Dude talking about, hey, get down or I'm going to shoot. And then he shot her for no reason.
Mm-hmm. And then he shot her for no reason. Fam.
I was like, this is the...
We don't negotiate with stupidity, right? However, these are the same people that say, hey, they shouldn't have been resistant. They should have been compliant with the officer. Routine traffic stop we talking about, y'all. Routine traffic stop from we broke in, we're warned would be shot if we continued. And that's for no reason. Look at who we're trying to rationalize with.
These are the same people that stormed this Capitol that would also, you'll see the videos of them wrestling with a cop that has all of his weapons on him.
Stop resisting.
Y'all having a full-on wrestle contest in the middle of a freeway.
Yeah.
And then steal the cop car.
Yeah, and then get away, steal the cop car, get picked up, go get a bite to eat, and then go to your cell. Yeah. You'll be out on Monday.
Yeah.
This is the shit that we've had to deal with over time. But go ahead, Money, because Money is building a picture here, and I'm just offering critiques on the side. 'Cause I just want to give my little 2 cents.
He's like, no, I need you to feel me. But gee, that's all. I took so and I'm not proud of it. I'll be the first to admit. So don't listen to the show and go, Monty's a complete sicko. I'm not proud of my reaction, but I enjoyed every second of that. And the part that I enjoyed the least,
I'm very proud, by the way.
Proud.
that is LG that said that he's very proud.
The part that I enjoyed the least, though, was watching black people. What's the word? There was this need to say "I told you so," or still seeking some underlying validation in what you were trying to explain. It's like, nah, fam, like it wasn't a matter of right and wrong or needing them folks to understand you. They ain't never gave a fuck, no way. So continuing to seek some sort of, oh man, I'm sorry, because that's what all the white folks tried to do when George Floyd happened. All the white people that you've either done business with, had ever known you in your life, was calling you left and right. Hey man, how you feeling? Nigga, I gotta go to work today. I'm totally fine. Seriously, and that I wasn't proud of either. But I'm sorry. It was at 8:41. Is that the timestamp? 8 minutes and 41 seconds. He kneeled on his neck, and yes. no one did nothing. How you expect me to feel? Not a single person moved for 8 minutes and 41 seconds. Sorry, we could talk about it now.
Yeah, I mean that would be you using your common sense and your critical thinking, if you needed to use critical thinking on that to figure out how you think somebody's feeling about that. Like they don't need to tell you. You should know that already.
Come on. So now in some twisted sense, and again, this isn't an attack on the white allies or anybody like that, but it was confirmation that you really wasn't tripping, no way. Like it really wasn't registering you. It wasn't on your radar, no way. So now the world is fucked up. Shout out to my Grand National family. One of my favorite records I've ever been a part of, one of my favorite songs I've ever been a part of, is a song we got called Telegraph. We were here one night. I had just gotten an insane creative record, like curated records from an OG who was begged to stay anonymous. It was so much fire then. The very first record I pulled out, dropped the needle on it, is this crazy fucking soul sample. And it's the sample from Telegraph. And shout out Mo Green, Ian Kelly, them niggas like, nope, that's it. Don't do nothing else to it. I'm like, all right, bet. And just where niggas was taking it, and it was at the height of the pandemic. Q-tip at the back of your throat, suppress the vote, 22 blue, ready, break, work, remote. Like it just came out of nowhere. Crack babies over the stove, no mask on. Scary ain't it, just crack a window. The fumes won't last long. Nigga, y'all made us this way. We done been through all the shit. I'm talking everything. So
conditioned.
I mean, talk about your sinister plan coming back to bite you in your ass. You made some motherfucking what's the ooze when they made the super rats and shit on fucking Ninja Turtles, nigga. Them rats was 8 feet tall. Niggas like can't do nothing with these niggas. They unstoppable. You know?
Which has been the argument, is that you've created a conditioned group while you have become weaker and weaker with fragility. Weaker and weaker. Because you're not exposed to this.
Man, these conditions, I'm talking, especially in California, this fucking hellhole. God damn it. Where where literally the 1% of the wealth in the world exists in the most extreme circumstances of poverty.
Next door to the poverty. Around the corner from it.
It's
not even a block.
And my friends that live abroad in other places can't really understand what that duality, because they hear California, but especially the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, all this shit, and it's like, nah, fam, that's not the reality here. Like how they letting the how it's going right now, just to paint a sick ass picture for y'all, how it's going on our block of businesses that have been closed. They are letting mentally ill people of color out of whatever institution they are and just letting them motherfuckers free. and they are terrorizing these streets. I mean, terror. I seen a nigga taking a shit standing straight up the other night. Hey, nigga, you know you sick when your knees is locked. Sir, I'm gonna need you to do a defensive stance or something, nigga. If you can sit shit standing straight up, you're a fucking magician.
Bro, you a horse?
Nigga, who are you, sir?
What is this?
Your knees is locked, man. No, that was disgusting. I swear to God, that was the most disgusting shit I ever seen.
Just mid-stride, just shit come out.
And I mean, driving down the street, I said, "Oh, fam, what? This nigga standing straight up?" Because at least in the city, at least the sickos at least bend their knees. This nigga's just standing straight up. You know, this nigga, what? But the point I was getting to is the unrest. Telegraph. Oh, no, I would. So the crack babies over the stove, no mask on. Like, nigga. COVID and poverty and you name it. Death. Niggas is
visible death.
Visible living losing loved ones. I was telling somebody the other day. The earliest I can remember losing a classmate is fucking first grade. And you just get not that it's not something to be proud of. It's just the conditions and the circumstances, and so the sympathy that folks are seeking for having their wages garnished and being laid off and not like, fam, what do you think this is? What do you think it has been? You thought niggas was just marching to be marching because it sounded fly? Cause being the victim was the cool thing to do? No. Shit be really fucked up for real. And so now, you didn't scaled some walls, nigga, and got some people knocked down in the process. Now you want a kumbaya a march for peace. Fuck out of here. America, I hope you are happy. Your democracy is officially dead. That was the last bit of dirt they got through on that shit. Get that shit out of here. It ain't never been worth a damn. At all. Your big business of democracy is gone. And you had to watch it die on national TV, and it wasn't nothing you had to let it happen to you. What's the torture shit where they fucking tape their eyes open and make them watch shit on repeat shit like that? That's what I imagine having that happen to you your whole life, and then be confused as to why. When to L's point, shout out Auntie Carla because she pointed that shit out immediately. To L's point, we ain't get to see no white people get shot. We watched George Floyd on fucking loop, nigga. For 3 months they were showing that man with his knee in his neck, and wasn't no one there to catch that footage.
It was no blurred out images.
Nigga, nothing.
There was no stopping up into the point of it. It was full throttle. You watch the entire deal. You hear everybody talk about it, ask you how you feel about it. Let's have these sit down talks and talk about your feelings and how you feel about things in America. And bro, do you understand that this has been, 30 something years of this now? You know what I'm saying? And that's just my lifetime. That's not even include that's my lifetime, but that's also
what our parents think
exactly.
about. What our parents doing.
Parents.
Grandma's got some ungodly stories about what they experienced in their great migration from the south to the west. Grandma went to Chicago first, so from the south to the north, and then headed west, following the opportunity. And so here we are in 2021, and it's like, yo, the great migration is happening again. Get the fuck up out of California. Ain't nothing here for this motherfucker is caving in on itself. And I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm going, oh my God, you see what's happening at the Capitol? Oh yeah, I see it. Nigga, this is prime time television.
Hey, real life.
Because niggas all you see, did you watch the George Floyd video? Fuck no. You kidding me? To watch everybody stand there and not do shit? Nah, I'm good. because it sound like lip service, but hey, one of you fucks try some stupid shit like that around me, we all die. And it's just that simple. It's not, it ain't, and it's not even a matter of like no tough shit. It's just like, bruh, like where is your humanity?
Yeah.
It's a simple ask. Where is your humanity in the process of a man kneeling on someone's neck while they're handcuffed? And you know if the cuffs was off, he'd beat the brakes off your ass.
That was the thing. We just had to talk about like what incites fear and why why the imagery of fear is so lopsided. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the folks that you should actually be fearful of is some of the folks that you've allowed to just be.
Huh.
You know, like that doesn't know
just
coincidences.
Operate.
Like
Man.
They don't know like the like all the nuances of like things that can take place. You know, like the ones that haven't experienced like the true core of what America actually is. You know, that the ones that are still thinking about white picket fences and will fight to the death for a white picket fence. Like that's the folks that you need to worry about, because if they don't accomplish the white picket, best believe they're not just taking out themselves. They are taking out as many human beings as possible on their way out.
Facts.
I came in here a few pods ago talking about the thing that the pandemic did do for us is that we did not suffer from domestic terrorism. We haven't had it where a white person has gone to an event where there has been a bunch of people, and the outcome of it is that a bunch of people lose their lives on that exact same day.
Yeah.
They haven't had that opportunity.
Yeah.
So what do you think happens when they don't have an opportunity to get that type of just that feeling off? You know, like, why are we so surprised by a storming of the Capitol? Like, that's not the most surprising thing to me. Not when we've had the bombings that we've had in just random places where people are just trying to have a good time. Not where a person was able to go into a hotel, check in with big ass bags that had fucking assault rifles in it that they can take out a whole crowd.
No, this nigga got the bell service to get the little luggage rack,
bring
nigga,
that
and
shit
help
up for
him
me.
in.
Bring that shit up for me.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of stuff that is just like, all right, well, this isn't surprising, but this is like there's a little bit of like a villainous laughter that you have, like kind of like a Joker type laugh you have when this thing happens to you.
Yeah.
You know, like the thing that you did not think would happen to you was that your own would be coming for you.
Facts.
You know, like the imagery of the people that had to stay inside the room and was trying to board up the doors and hoping that they don't get in. You know, like y'all just in here trying to do a vote while y'all been over here just putting your foot on necks of all of the whole population outside of the same color of your skin.
People that pose the least threat. That's the sick part. Black folks pose the least threat
against authority
by a long shot to anyone. We don't have no money. We're fractured in a motherfucker, so we're not able to be as aligned as we need to be. So
slightly threatening to ourselves. Slightly threatening.
No. To our, I mean, no. Hey.
But outside of ourselves, nah, bro. Y'all ain't got to worry about shit.
We don't got no smoke for nobody else.
Because for the most part, what they don't understand is that black people do understand the amount of time that you get for things. Yeah. That's the reason why they have the system be where it's such a lopsided amount of time that you get for petty shit. Yeah. Is because black people aren't going to do something wild that assures you a long period of time in jail. Otherwise, like we'd be in there for a few days for all the shit that we actually do. They know that. Yeah. You can't get free labor out of there that's just doing petty shit.
Man. Not the way you need it.
Not the way you need it.
And so I don't know, man.
Break these families up and shit. Like it's so much shit, man.
A lot of imagery took place, at least for me. A lot of what was being seen symbolically. It's like, oh, it's a sad day for the country. Fuck this country. I say that with great conviction and pride and no confusion about what it is. Your Constitution, all that, to hell with all of it.
And don't let that be lip service. Like, it's a sad day for the country.
Yeah,
then it just ends at that. Yeah. Like the next day, nigga, somebody wins American Idol, and it's a good day for the country. You know what I mean? Like that's not that doesn't weigh itself on a scale. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how this thing goes. Like if it's a sad day for the country, y'all better sit down and mope for a bit about this shit. Like y'all better figure this shit out. Put a mirror up to yourself. Do a little country therapy. You know what I'm saying? Some therapeutic. Y'all better put some stones on your back or some shit. I don't know what the fuck it is, bro. Like figure some shit out. But yeah, man, that was interesting, man. That was a good time. But yeah, that's my storming surrogates, man.
Staying with that though, G. What then ensued per Trump's how he decided to address it, right? Is the real powers, the poster children of capitalism got together and was like, all right, we're gonna issue an executive ban across the border on him on all platforms. Hey, so if that makes you feel good, do you feel better about yourself?
Tell me y'all remember that episode from Black Mirror.
As soon as you said it, I was like, yep.
Like that's got to be the closest thing to that.
Yeah.
Is just being completely blacked out from all your social areas. Like anything that you could do on the social media possibly is blacked out for you. Yeah. And that's got to be the equivalent of them blacking out the imagery for individuals that you could see on the streets and shit like that. Like that was an interesting little closest thing I've seen to it, at least.
Yeah. No,
if you can't go on like Pinterest, my nigga, then you for sure can't do it.
That's what I'm saying. You know, and I'm just like,
it's just random spots though. It's just like, nah, bro, it's bad over here.
I'm like, what? Like this is what's gonna make you feel. It's crazy. It's so crazy the things that make. And I don't want to even just keep saying white folks because that's not exactly what's taking place. It's the people with access. The people with the people with access is really the word to use. It's the people with access who have operated and leveraged that access with privilege and little regard for what everyone else hasn't had. Now that their livelihood is in threat and their children are targets and threats, it's like we got to do something. We got to do. I still got major beef with SNL because I still credit them for bruh being able to win that election anyway.
Romanticizing him.
Yeah, romanticizing him with Alec Baldwin's goofy ass. Oh, it's just Joe. It's all laughs until it ain't funny no more.
Free marketing, man.
Come on, man. And so now we're here. It's like we're gonna ban them across all platforms. And
look what it took to ban them from our platform.
Look what it took, and then look at the people champion it and go. I'm like, wait a minute, fam. If they can just silence him like that with the click of a button, all of us are fucked. That's how my brain works. But if we celebrating, cool, like have your win. I hate always being the guy that's anti what everybody's on, but it's like, bro,
is it a win?
It can't be. It's a little too late, and it exercises a level of control for the people we already knew were in power.
A lot too late.
And the thing is, with Trump being on Twitter, at least you knew what he was going to do. Like, he straight up told people that, hey, we stormed the Capitol today.
But But the fucked up part is nobody was listening to him. It's like, oh, he ain't gonna do it. Like, who, nigga, y'all ain't learned nothing yet. What?
Hey, Trump been dog whistling for a minute now, bro.
Hey.
Like, you don't think they got their ways of talking to each other? He got all their emails. He got all their information. He could talk to them directly.
Man,
that was just a way to just to gloat in front of y'all that they was pulling this shit off.
Yeah.
Like that's a dangerous individual because he doesn't care about anybody.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. And he had the most important job that you could have in the U.S. You gave it to him, a petulant child. You gave him the White House. How dare you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man.
Hey man, this is what we deserved, man. This is literally what we deserved for that shit.
Y'all got anything? So because we could move off the shit. It's been covered all week. Another one of those things where people we're having the most goofy conversations around it, which is why I wanted to come here and talk about it with my dogs today. But I don't want to spend the whole pod talking about this silly shit, man. Congrats, America. Fuck. You good?
I'm good.
G, you got anything pertaining to any of this still?
To this particular?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
No, I got my theories off.